Well, all right. How about it? Episode number 13. You know what? Are you supposed to skip 13 like on episodes like you skip 13 on the floors?
Nah, this is metal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bring
we
it.
should probably have every episode is like
Yeah,
13. So
yeah.
if this is 13.1
Yeah,
from now on, it's
13.1.
13.2, 13.3.
Forget the seasons.
That's
Yeah.
so
Until
funny.
we get to like 13.66, and then it's just episode 666 or something.
Remaining.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's actually really smart. Like have your own kind of numbering system that makes sense, but it's also kind of funny and really corresponds to metal. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, here we are.
No.
Episode number 13. I am with my two favorite buddies. This is Zoomy, by the way. If this is your first time listening, or if you've listened a lot and you have no idea who these people are that are talking, I'm Zoomy, and my two best buds, Brutal Brando. Say hi, Brutal Brando.
What's up, blockheads?
And I wanna hump a lot. My other
that's my,
best friend.
That's my screen name. Anyways, Scary Greg here. How's it going, everybody?
You're changing your birth certificate.
Yep, it's on there now.
Good. It'll be different next week.
Yes. Every week.
I wanna Trump a lot.
Oh,
hey.
That's oh my goodness. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. Way to really like bring the laugh from like deep down out of the old laughing box. But yeah, episode 13 with my two best buds. And if you guys have been following us along, we really had an awesome episode 12. It was really cool. We got to interview Body of Filth, the true beatdown boys from Las Vegas, man. And we got a chance to hang with them for a bit and really enjoy time spent with them and getting a chance to just talk about music and talk about gear and talk about touring and everything metal and what they do and how they do it and just bringing us into their world a little bit. And so we appreciate that and we appreciate them. And it was a great episode. And but moving forward, we're going to continue doing what we do every single week. And that's talk to you guys about something new or something old maybe, but that we haven't talked about, and just try to bring some metal out that you haven't heard in a while, or like I said, that's brand new and you're just now getting a chance to check out. So I guess with that, we'll get into the album we're going to talk about. We went back and forth talking about a bunch of different stuff to listen to. Finally landed on Cariosus. They had the album Will Until Beauty. That's Will, Until Beauty. It's a pretty good album. Brandon, you did the morning commute on that this morning, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
What'd you think?
Oh, I like it. I think it's really cool. They got a good eclectic sound as far as metal goes. It doesn't feel like it's just one genre when you listen to it. I mean, there's a lot of death metal, there's a little bit of blackened parts, and then I kept thinking God Forbid. I heard some God Forbid vocals in there. There were some God Forbid style like breakdowns in a couple, like, so I guess that metalcore, American metalcore, they are from Chicago. I liked it a lot. I'm looking forward to listening to it a lot more. I know it just came out this month, so I enjoyed it. What about you, Greg?
I thought it was good. Will Until Beauty is what it's called. Their 2024 full length. It was good. Yeah, it did have some God Forbid type sounding vocals and kind of melodies and all that. I see their melodic death metal, deathcore is what Metal Archives has them as. And yeah, Brandon from Chicago. They've got looks like 2 EPs and then released a few singles before this. This is their first full length. But yeah, I thought it was sick, man. It's good death metal. They mix up the vocals quite a bit, and I thought that was sick. And their production on it is good, is much better, like a step up from their previous recordings that I checked out a little bit of their other material. And it's good, man. It was a good, solid death metal album for sure. I think people should check it out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I like the word punchy. I think I've used it before. That I don't know. It's just like a lot of good downbeat. I also notice he's not afraid to use those, like that floor tom. I guess that's the lower sounding tom because it has this like real low sound whenever he hits that. Yeah, I mean it's really cool. It starts out, just like the very first song. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, here we go. Or, something slow that builds. I mean, it starts out going full power. And they got a lot of cool melody. I really dug the melodies that went throughout. And I don't know if it was their production, but in their solos, it really like stood out to the front, if that makes sense. Like it would really like, I don't know, that guitar sound would like bring out to the front of everything and kind of lay on top of everything and really become like the focal point. Then it would just kind of go away, and then they'd be right back into doing what they were doing before the solo.
They also had some sick acoustic parts, that would come in and they switch up. And they're, like you said, I know I've said it a few times, but the melody was great. They have very good guitar work on the album. I think it was How the Flesh Knows. That was a killer song.
Yeah, How the Flesh Knows. Yeah, that's a good track for sure. I really liked Apollo's Lamont, the one before it, but I liked most of the songs on there. If there was one thing that was hard about it, is it was kind of hard to differentiate between the songs from time to time. But
right,
overall, it was solid. And it's just because every song's really bringing a lot of the same energy, which that's not a bad thing at all. Hey, their artwork was actually kind of cool. It reminded me of that. I think it's the most recent Decrepit Birth album.
I was about to say, it reminded me of End Time Begins from Decrepit Birth,
Yeah.
one of their older albums.
Oh, that's the older one then. I'm sorry. I knew it was one of their albums.
It does a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's exactly what it gave me the vibe of. That's funny you said that.
Like Little Portal in the Sky.
Why. I knew that was going to come out of your mouth. When you started saying that, I was like, he's going to say Decrepit Birth. That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing I thought about. So, and I actually caught this. This was kind of discovered accidentally, these guys, because I found them on, it was an article by Angry Metal Guy. So, Angry Metal Guy, I don't know.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, some sort of zine. They put out reviews and they have a rating system and everything. And so the rating system is, it goes in like half points. So you got like 0.5, then 1, then 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and it ends at 5. And so the 0.5, which is the worst rating, is unlistenable. Okay, so remember, each one goes up by 0.5. So unlistenable, embarrassing, bad, disappointing, mixed, good, very good, great, excellent, and iconic. So he gave this album actually a 2.5, which is mixed. He gave him a mixed review. I just happened to check this out just now because I was like, where did I look these guys up? Where did I find them at? And so I just happened to find that article. I know nothing
just
about
2.5, huh?
Yeah, just a 2.5. I actually thought
I give it more than that.
I give it more than that too. I give it a good to very good, most definitely. Not that we're the kind of podcast that goes around putting number ratings on stuff, but I just thought it was interesting, the rating system, whenever I discovered this right before we sat down here tonight. So anyway, there's that. Take it or leave it.
Now, there's always going to be a metal elitist, He's going to give it a super strict scale, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And his whole name is, Angry Metal Guy. I'm sure he's quite a dick about stuff.
Yeah, I guess you kind of got to be.
Probably only 110. There's probably
that's
only
his
one
whole thing.
iconic, and it's Necrophagist.
Yeah, right. The only good death metal band.
That's a good point. It's like, well, what have you rated iconic? But anyway, it's not a podcast about Angry Metal Guy. It was just something that I wanted to throw out there because it's where I found it, and just another source for people to go out there, find good music. If, you're sitting around like us sometimes and you're like, what are we going to listen to tomorrow? What are we going to listen to today?
Right on.
I know. It was a great album, though. I think, we all agree that we liked it and that we would probably, keep it as something we would listen again. So not to speak for you guys, but speaking for myself, I guess, on that, go check them out if you haven't. Cariosus, Will, Until Beauty. And moving on. Hey, this actually brings up the perfect opportunity to talk about our sponsor.
Unofficially.
Brandon, that's
one day.
So I was sitting around and I was thinking, man, clearly Canadian really could use good illustrative example of, just how awesome they are. And so I kind of thought about, some of the things like metal and the things that we've been talking about. And I thought, well, what's metal? Or we'll try to talk about Clearly Canadian in a metal way. So I came up with a commercial. I'll try not to mess it up. Noble denizens, behold an elixir that transcends time. Clearly Canadian, a drink for the ages. In a world of dragons and maidens, where honor and refreshment reign supreme, Clearly Canadian stands out as a true testament of purity and effervescence. Whether thou art a knight returning from a quest, or a common villager reveling in the joys of camaraderie, Clearly Canadian is a drink for nobility. True purity in this drink. Clearly Canadian, the true king of the north.
Oh. Is that you done?
I'm done.
Okay, all right.
Oh my
there you
God.
go.
That was
There you go.
amazing.
So,
Oh man.
Well done.
yeah, Brandon, I spent a lot of time on Clearly Canadian.
It sounds like that. That's awesome. That was well rehearsed.
Yeah, that was that was
Man,
really good.
What a surprise.
You like the ending? I was proud of the ending.
Yeah.
That was good. Do you have that memorized or was that written down?
That is memorized, my friend.
Well, you need to write it down.
Okay.
Ah.
I'll write it down.
Oh my God. That was a lot to memorize.
Yeah.
We've got Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I had to think about it in parts, or I couldn't, make it work. But either way, I didn't mess it up too bad. So that's awesome.
That was awesome. You hear that, Clearly Canadian? True King of the North.
The true
Send us some
King of the North.
Send us a case.
Yes, please.
Well,
now,
please.
I think
I'll take this moment. Go ahead.
Actually, Greg, please take this moment.
Okay, I was about to say this is a perfect time to talk about a few kick-ass tours that are coming up.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so what I did just now is I've got on the Metal Blocks Facebook page because they have all the good info for all upcoming metal stuff. And it appears here that we got Dying Fetus going on tour with Full of Hell, Sanguiga Shigabog, 200 Stab Wounds. No. This is the sideshow. I apologize. This is the sideshow. Let me go first to the actual tour. That was the sideshow. Dying Fetus is going on tour with Full of Hell, 200 Stab Wounds, and let's see. Cruelty and Psycho Frame.
There you go.
Okay. Looks like they're hitting a lot of the United States. Nothing too close to me there. Maybe I don't think they're doing Texas on this one actually.
No, they're not. I think it's all north.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It is all north.
It's all north. Where they
Clearly Canadian.
Clearly Canadian.
I was about to say.
Wine.
Dying Fetus is headed your way. Clearly Canadian.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then also Jesus Peace is going on tour with Sanguiga Shigabog, Peeling Flesh, and Gag. And that one does actually hit Dallas.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see it's got Texas dates and
Houston.
I don't see an OKC.
I was gonna
show,
say I
which is
checked earlier
surprising.
and I didn't see any OKC, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we'll see if I can make it to that. We'll see. But now's a good time to say what I messed up on. And so, Dying Fetus, those two tours we said, Dying Fetus, Full of Hell, Sanguine Shigabog, 200 Stab Wounds, Jesus Peace, Cruelty, Peeling Flesh, and Gag are playing in Pontiac, Michigan on May 7th. And
Right.
that would be just stupid to be at. That'd be super cool.
The
Super cool to
Crowfoot.
experience that.
The Crowfoot Ballroom.
Is that what it's called? Yep, the Crowfoot Ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
That's insane.
Yeah, and then Brandon shared one that was In Flames, going on tour with Gate Creeper and Creeping Death, which is surprising.
I thought that was an interesting lineup right there. That's kind of a weird combination with In Flames, I thought.
I know. I agree completely. Maybe they'll play like a pretty hard set and bust out some of the older, stuff that really made them what they were in my mind for In Flames.
And look at that. The last 4 dates: Oklahoma City, Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, Dallas. So go ahead and order a shirt online.
Hey, you know what though? Like In Flames, they play with a lot of different bands anyway, because I saw them headline a show once. I've seen them open for Megadeth and Lamb of God.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel like they were out of place there or anything. You know, they're a little bit of an old fan favorite for me too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
So getting to see them live, even though some of their newer stuff hasn't been my favorite of their material, I'm still a fan. I mean, I think that's to be fair about most people, right?
Absolutely.
You love the stuff you grew up listening to, and
Oracle is my favorite.
Yeah, Oracle's so good. I like that.
Yeah, Clayman.
Yeah, I like
Clayman is so good. Reroute to Remain, though, to me was really good. You know, I know that's when people started kind of hating is when they got into like the Reroute to Remain and I can't remember some of the other albums named. A Sound to Remember. Soundtrack. Yeah, Soundtrack to Remember. No, Soundtrack to Your Escape. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And around that area, that's when they started getting a lot of hate. But I love those two albums. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I listened to those a lot in Norman, Oklahoma. But Zoomy, you're right. I've only got to see him probably 3 different times, and it's been a treat every time, just because it's hardcore nostalgia. It's like high school, you know.
Yeah, and they've kept the same lead singer. I do know that they've had some lineup changes for sure.
I believe a lot of the old original guys are in that new band. What is it, Halo Effect?
Yeah, the Halo Effect.
That's right.
Definitely that dude with that like tiger stripe tattoo.
Yeah, he used to be one of the original guitar players, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
I remember seeing that.
I remember seeing that
in Tulsa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Long time ago. Kane's Ballroom.
They have Chris Broderick now, and he played for a lot of bands, but most notably for me, he was a Megadeth guitarist. So,
cool.
But he also did live stuff for Nevermore. So anyway, Chris Broderick, awesome guitarist. It's fun watching him play. If you've happened to see In Flames more recently, he's been in the band since like 2022. Not a super long time post COVID, but I got to see them in 2022 right as Chris Broderick joined the band, and that was real cool. Where I was getting at with that wasn't to talk all about In Flames, but was just going to mention that, man, they play with so many different bands, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
Whether they open or they headline, they put on a good show. So I'd be excited to see them again and again when the chance presents.
Didn't they in the last few years rent out a castle and play a show in it?
Probably.
I couldn't tell you for sure.
I just I could see it. I'll put that out there, but I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I think Brandon. I feel like
in 2018, In Flames did their own festival.
On the Borgholm.
Between theirs and other festivals is that it's literally in a castle.
Yeah.
At the Borgholm Brenner.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or Borgholm is burning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you know?
They're always
that would be awesome to go to a metal show in a castle. Dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Yeah.
They play Rocklahoma all the time. Surprisingly, they've played it a few times in the last several years for sure. I would like to go see that Oklahoma City show. To be honest, I've never really gotten to Gate Creeper or Creeping Death. I know that they're kind of similar. I think, and that kind of like more traditional death metal type.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have checked them out at all, but
I've
they're cool.
Like a little bit of each. Mm-hmm.
Yep, same. Another show I was going to tell you about was it's called the Apocalyptic Spring Tour, and that's with Pathology, Necrotic Gore Beast, and Atheurus, and I think a local support is going to be on the Tulsa show called Discordia, but they're coming to Tulsa to the Vanguard Sunday, April 28th on obviously 2024, and that's cool. We haven't seen really a lot of good death metal shows in Tulsa in a long, long time, so that's cool. I'm definitely going to roll up to it and I'll give a Metal Block review afterwards.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
I was gonna mention, just to back up just a hair, but Creeping Death, they are actually from Denton, Texas. Yeah, they're listening.
Another Texas band.
I know. Woohoo! Colt McCoy. Bang bang. Death metal, hardcore is what they call themselves. So
Okay.
They are on a label since 2015. They've been active.
That's Creeping Death?
Right, yeah.
I think Gate Creepers from Arizona, aren't they?
They look like they're from Arizona. I don't know why, they just kind of do.
They got that Scottsdale vibe.
Tucson,
they do.
Phoenix is what they're listed as. So
there it is.
Arizona.
The reason I know that is when I lived in Tucson, I went to Costco to get my tires rotated. I went in there. I don't remember what shirt I had on. It might have been Rotten Sound or something, but the dude working in the tire shop said something to me, and then he told me about his band, Gate Creeper.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an awesome story.
It was like before they were signed and all that stuff. Like this was, I mean, I moved to Houston in 2016. This must have been like 2014, 2013, something like that.
That's cool as shit, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought you were like making a joke for a second. That's awesome.
No. That's that was he was one of the guitar players, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time.
That's great.
That's
Good
pretty
story,
funny, Brandon. One time I read an article, Dino from Fear Factory, he was talking about working at a sandwich shop, and Dave Mustaine used to come into that sandwich shop and order a sandwich. And it even got to where Dave Mustaine would leave him tickets to the shows whenever they would come through the area. Well, whenever Dino finally got the chance to play with Megadeth, he went in to see Dave Mustaine. And I mean, he had told all of his friends, all the bandmates, this story, right? He's like, guys, you're going to love it. I've known him. And he goes in there. Dave Mustaine doesn't even recognize him. And whenever he finally says, it's me, he's like, it's me. It's the guy who made your sandwiches back then. He said Dave Mustaine's response was, oh, yeah, go make me a sandwich.
Of course it was. Of course it was. That's awesome.
So, Brandon, you had a much better experience so far, but you might see Gate Creeper and he might be like, I need to change your tire.
Yeah. I never changed your tire. Fuck off, kid.
Right.
Be like, yo, Gate Creeper guitar player, I got a nail in my tire.
It's similar to my Doyle story I was telling you, like, no, I won't sign your doll. I was like, okay, sorry. He's all big with his shirt off.
Up your ass.
Huge pecs and just biceps just poking me. Yeah, that's crazy.
So
he's a big dude.
So he wouldn't sign your doll?
No, yeah. I did some photography for him for Doyle, and I didn't do the VIP. Like I didn't pay for the meet and greet VIP thing. I just went there to take pictures of him. I talked to him on Instagram, and I mean, he never said anything, but I could tell he was salty that I hadn't paid to do the meet and greet, because I had to go step out of this area and all that. So then when I tried to, because that's when everybody was bringing in all their stuff to get signed. So then when I brought my doll up to him, he wasn't too down with it. But I did bring my Misfits doll. I had a Misfits doll from childhood that I could probably sell for some decent money these days. I still have the Jerry Only and Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein dolls when they were in the WWE.
Oh.
So no, I'm way off. It was just Misfits dolls. Yeah, that's right. It was released by them. Kind of came in like their own little coffin holder thing. But I brought one to the show. So I did that at age like 35.
Hey man.
Yep.
Like you said, heroes.
Yeah.
You only meet them once, so that's awesome.
Yep. But I still did photography and stuff.
Right.
He actually posted my picture I took too. I posted on Instagram, some pretty good ones I took and edited them up and all that. And then he didn't tag me. So that was shitty
that,
too.
Doyle? We're coming for you.
Yeah.
He's gonna find you the next Misfits
Retro
original.
tag.
That's right. But it doesn't, it makes sense because he was with it. I don't know if he still is. He was married to with the lead singer of Arch Enemy, that Alyssa Glutz girl or whatever. He was.
Oh, really?
They were
Glasgow?
Yep, they were a big couple there for a long time. She got into a bunch of heat because she didn't give credit to some photographer, and she got into it and got roasted on Facebook really bad. It was a whole thing, so it doesn't surprise me.
Are they still together, or did he dump her because she didn't pay for the meet and greet?
Probably that too. Yeah, I'm sure they're split. That's probably why they're not together.
She gone.
Yeah, they were like hardcore weightlifting vegans, that were always posting all their vegan weightlifting stuff.
Did you pay the $200 to cook me that dinner?
Yeah.
This is an intimate
Buy my
experience.
hot sauce.
I hope you brought your VIP pass.
Buy this garbanzo bean hot sauce. Sorry.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. You think he wears like a front ponytail to put his hair up and like just when he's relaxed?
I mean, yeah, dude. Yeah, he has to. He looks really uncomfortable all the time. Like I've seen him like without his makeup on. He just looks uncomfortable.
So I did the not vegan thing, but I actually did vegetarian thing because I was dealing with some stomach problems. So I did vegetarian for 3 months, and there was good news and bad news. I really didn't like beans before that. So the good news is by the time I was done with that, man, I actually really enjoyed beans. And I was like, yeah, let's put some beans in it. Let's make the meal better. So I'm okay now with beans in my chili. I used to just eat that like Texas chili, no beans. But anymore, no problem for me. So I thank the vegetarian diet for that. But my stomach, man, and it wasn't the beans, but my stomach got destroyed from eating all of that. Like, I don't know,
What do you mean?
like fiber and stuff, having stomach problems, like that stuff is harder on your stomach, I guess. And so anyway, digestive wise, my body just wasn't having it. It wasn't liking it. And so I quickly went back to the normal diet. The good news is I discovered beans.
You like beans?
I like
Yeah,
beans,
like
and beans don't seem, they don't seem to bother me. But anyway.
Oh, you thought beans were your enemy. You realized that beans were your friend.
Yeah, man, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. You know what I
Okay.
realized? You can feed the whole family for like, I'll look at my family whenever we're having beans and rice and cornbread, and I'm like, we're eating for like $5.75.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Beans are good.
Good wholesome meal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go, buy sloppy joes for say the ingredients for sloppy joes for like $8. And then we'll eat it, make it one night. Can't help but saying it. I'm like, we've eaten this for leftovers. That's $4 a night. That's $2 a person each night for dinner. It's just when you get a good value like that, you have to bring it up.
Yeah. You're like announcing it and you're proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn right.
My kids look at me like, I don't see why this is a big deal. Yeah, because you had never paid for it.
True. It's coming.
Is it?
The reality, yeah. Soon enough, Zoomy. Soon enough, give it another 10 years, and then they'll be, off your bill.
I'm just kidding. It's good stuff. I actually heard a little fun fact. This is a side note, but the all-female thrash band Mean Streak, who only had one album come out in the 80s, and it was actually, a pretty decent album. It had, the vocalist has like some good Bruce Dickinson highs, has a good like little Maiden sound with it. But anyways, I heard they're going to be putting out an album, and so they hadn't put out an album since the 80s. So what was that, 30 years almost, like 84, 85 is when they put that one out. And yeah, I thought that was actually really cool. And the another little fact about them is most of them are spouses of Dream Theater members, Mike Portnoy, John Petrucci, and John Myung, the bassist. So
that's cool.
Yeah, actually really cool.
Sick.
So for any of you guys who are Dream Theater nerds like me, I like to think I am a little bit. I had a period of my life where I liked them a whole lot and tried listening to about everything they put out, and I kind of narrowed it down to the material I like the most. But I am super excited to hear, them with Mike Portnoy back in the mix, as is most everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, everybody's super stoked on that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. What was the name of the drummer that just left? I know Steve Mangini.
Mike
Mangini.
Mike Mangini.
My bad. I know people are probably cussing me right now, but yeah, that'll be cool. Because when I listened to them back in high school, when I was really into them, it was all Portnoy stuff, and I actually gave a presentation in my music class about drums, and I brought in the Mike Portnoy DVD to try to show everybody, this is what drumming is. This is what real extreme drumming is. So, I played Dream Theater, to the entire class. Yeah, I still have people bring that up to this day.
That's cool. What's interesting is Mike Portnoy has the ability to do the most complicated drumming on one of the biggest drum kits I've ever seen, while making it look like he's just lounging around in his sweatpants. I mean,
I know.
He'll like stand up. Sometimes he's got one knee on his drum throne. Sometimes he's sitting down. He'll be throwing his sticks all around, and he's just doing all this crazy stuff, man. I've never seen anything else like it. I would, in my book, call him the best drummer in the world, but I know there's probably another drummer out there playing on some 5-gallon buckets in another country that just blow people away too. But this is just what I've seen, what I know, and man, I could sit and watch that dude play a lot. I saw him play with John Petrucci on his solo stuff, and that was recently, like a little over a year ago. And I saw him play twice with Dream Theater, and always a treat. Always a treat. I can't get enough of that.
Yeah, sweet. On that note, I know you said drummers. It reminded me of this guy. Have you heard of the Aleste Pario Siberiano?
I was just looking for that dude, man. I can watch that guy play all day long.
Dude, my good
insane.
lord. He is so absolutely amazing. And like, he's probably one of the most impressive drummers I've seen, of this like current generation by far. Like, I don't even know what to say about it.
Yeah,
Like,
El Estepario Siberiano 2.
yeah, that's what it is. Have you seen this guy Zoomy at all?
No.
He does he plays
Oh,
Slipknot
man.
one-handed, dude. Like, it's insane.
It is crazy what he's doing. I'll send you some of his videos.
Wow.
But it's super cool. Super
That's awesome.
cool. People are going nuts. He's got like millions and millions of followers, and yeah, people like. It's funny if you see like these like the YouTube awards for drummers. People are just extremely aggressive about like he's the best. Leaving on every other person that's competing. Comments are like, "You'll never be LS Depario Sarabino." Like it's just whoa.
Zoomy. But he's got a video playing "Through Fire and Flames" by Dragon Force with one hand.
Oh wow!
And he's holding up an iPad with a timer, like a stopwatch on it with one hand and playing it with the other, so that you can see it's not sped up.
It's just and I know when you hear that, you're like, oh, okay, you got to just see this guy's style. He is something crazy. He puts Brandon, have you noticed he puts that weight on his snare?
Oh, yeah.
Like in every video, he's got that weight on there. It makes it sound really good.
It looks like a giant cowbell. Oh, there's the weight. Yep, dumbbell.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Wow.
It's very precise with where he hits it.
He's either got a cowbell sitting on the drum head or like on a snare drum or a little 5-pound or 2.5-pound weight.
Yeah, we'll send you this dude some of his stuff, but it's not just like speed stuff, of what he can do like speed wise. It's just his groove and the insanity of his timing, and you'll also
he's
send
good.
some stuff. It's super cool.
I thought Brandon was gonna say the clock went backwards, like the old Doc Brown trick, but
I don't think so. But yeah, he should do that.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did, man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Be like, oh yeah, we'll play the clock backwards, dude.
Yeah, I'll actually play through the Fire and Flames backwards for you.
Yeah.
And speed it up to where it sounds normal.
Yeah. Do that.
I don't think that made sense. Sorry.
Can you play it upside down?
No, that was like the old Superman 3, where he like goes around the earth so many times and speeds it up and goes back in time. So it goes backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
That's what I was going for.
Superman 3 with Richard Pryor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what else we got?
That's about all I got.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We are so grateful to have you listening, or whenever time you're listening. We're grateful for that. And, don't forget to check out the Facebook page. Remember, Scary Greg, a.k.a. Ivana Hump a lot, was reading off a lot of the tour information. I think all of the tour information he was reading was from the Facebook page, the Metal Block Facebook page. And that's something we keep up with pretty good. Brutal Brando does a real good job of sharing a lot of info on tours, and Facebook has a lot of good information out there. Brandon does a good job of posting a lot of the cool stuff that we're talking about on these shows on there. So if you're ever like, man, what were they talking about? You can go to the Facebook page. Don't forget to like it when you're there. Don't forget to follow it as well. Brandon, you pointed out we have more followers than we do likes.
Yeah, like the page, damn it.
It's just funny. It's like, well, if you don't like it, why'd you follow it? But
hey, you know what? We are thankful to every one of you that follows or likes.
Hey,
Thank you for being a part of the block.
We went past 500 on the followers. Super proud of that. Help us get to 1,000. Help us keep growing. Help us keep doing this thing that we do every week. And send us an email if you want to. We do have that. metalblocktalks@gmail.com. Check it every day. It doesn't ever have anything. Oh, we were also added to Amazon and Google Podcasts, trying to figure out how to get the rest going, like Apple and everything. But either way, we got more platforms. We got more market exposure. So tell your friends.
Bird.
And I guess with that, the Metal Block over and out.
Later.
Peace out, blockheads.